Okay, I'm going to talk to you guys real quick about something that happens with the 2009 and later cars, which is the high pressure fuel pump failure, and how that they dealt with it with this car. I'm not going to tell you exactly what to do, because if I tell you to do what they did, then I'm going to have so much hate mail from Volkswagen. But I'm going to tell you what they did. I'm not going to tell you to do what they did, but I'm going to tell you what they did. I bought this car with 165,000 miles on it. People go, God, you bought it with that many miles? Why would you buy that thing? You know, it's like, I'm going to put a ton of miles in this car. I'm going to put probably 400,000 miles on it. And the reason I bought the car was because the HP FD was already done. Now, I've seen forums say that the HP FD, high pressure fuel pump, that's what they call it both. So you can look it up in forums. You look up HP FD, you're going to find information on it. I found that they've had early year failures, they've had later year failures, but typically, if you're running the right kind of fuel and you don't have no contaminants, I'm finding that the numbers are around 160,000 miles or so is when they're failing, depending on the type of driving you're doing, depending on, if it's all freeway, then it might be more than that. If it's half city, half freeway, it might be 120, but it's way too early to have a huge problem like the high pressure fuel pump go out and cause the damage that it does. So what they did at 165,000 miles is they took it to the dealer, and the dealer says, oh, you need an HPFE replacement, or it's $9,000. And they're like, oh yeah? Ooh. What they did is they said, well, they looked online, they found out what other people have done, and what she told me is she said, well, I'll just have to call the NTSB and tell them about this. And they said, wait, hold on a second. And all of a sudden they called Volkswagen, the dealer did, and Volkswagen goes, oh, you better just go ahead and replace it. So they got a brand new fuel pump, all three fuel pumps. So your high pressure pump, the lift pump, and the mid pump all got replaced. The fuel filter replaced, cleaned out all the fuel lines, cleaned out the gas tank, and replaced all the injectors for free. So, but let's just say you got 200,000 miles on your car, and you really don't think they're going to warranty it, or you go to the dealer and they don't warranty it. I'm going to tell you a little bit about what needs to be done, and what parts you're probably going to have to buy, which are all the parts I just mentioned, and what you're going to need to fix the car. So it's quite an extensive repair. I would highly recommend asking the dealership for a shop discount if you're going to a normal dealer. A lot of them will, on the parts. Or you can go online and buy the parts and do it yourself. And at the end, you're either going to have to go to the dealer and have them program the new injectors, or I believe, but I'm not sure, that if you have a Rostec, that you can program the injectors. Now, look in the comments below, because somebody's going to comment on that, and they're going to know whether the Rostec does it or not. I haven't looked it up, but if you know, put it in the comments below. I wish I knew how to pin comments, because that would be a nice one to pin. But anyway, here's the stuff that you will need to do to fix the problem. What happens is the high pressure pump goes out, and when it goes out, it puts metal sheathings into the gas tank. So if you're changing your fuel filter on a regular basis and you see any metal sheathings in that fuel filter, let's say you've got, 200,000 miles, and you know you're not going to get a dealer repair. You see any metal shavings in there, I would, if it was me, I would stop driving the car and I'd replace the high pressure pump. Maybe you'll be lucky and it won't need everything done, and I would clean out the gas tank at that point. But usually what happens is people drive them until they stop. So that's usually what happens. It happens pretty quickly from what I understand. So I've never had one happen to me, but I'm just telling you guys a little bit about this so that if you're looking at one of these to buy, that you're aware that this can happen. That's one of the reasons I have an 06. If they made a 09, if they made an 06 sport wagon, I would have an 06 sport wagon.